they've seen consciousness, or they've seen AGI, or they've seen some kind of apocalypse coming. Has there been a scary moment when you've seen something internally and thought, uh-oh, we need to pay attention to this?
There have been like moments of awe. And I think with that is always like, how far is this going to go? What is this going to be? But there's no like, we don't secretly have, we're not secretly sitting on a conscious model or something that's capable of self-improvement or anything like that. People have very different views of what the big AI risks are going to be. And I myself have like evolved on thinking about where we're going to see those. But I continue to believe there will come very powerful models that people can misuse in big ways. People talk a lot about the potential for new kinds of bioterror, models that can present like a real cybersecurity challenge, models that are capable of self-improvement in a way that leads to some sort of loss of control. So I think there are big risks there. And then there's a lot of other stuff, which honestly is kind of what I think many people mean, where people talk about disinformation or models saying things that they don't like or things like that.
Sticking with the first of those, do you check for that internally before release?
Of course, yeah. So we have this preparedness framework that outlines how we do that.
I mean, you've had some departures from your safety team. How many people have departed? Why have they left?
We have, I don't know the exact number, but there are clearly different views about AI safety systems. I would really point to our track record. There are people who will say all sorts of things. Something like 10% of the world uses our systems now, a lot. And we are very proud of the safety track record.
But track record isn't the issue in a way, because
no, it kind of
we're
is.
talking about an exponentially growing power that where we fear that we may wake up one day and the world is ending. So it's really not about track record. It's about plausibly saying that the pieces are in place to shut things down quickly if we see a danger.
Oh yeah. No, of course that's important. You don't like wake up one day and say, hey, we didn't have any safety process in place. Now we think the model's really smart. So now we have to care about safety. You have to care about it all along this exponential curve. Of course, the stakes increase and there are big challenges, but the way we learn how to build safe systems is this iterative process of deploying them to the world, getting feedback while the stakes are relatively low, learning about like, hey, this is something we have to address. And I think as we move into these agentic systems, there's a whole big category of new things we have to learn to address.